Well, it's time to bring on the funny Indian style. I recently caught up with Bollywood and Netflix star Veer Das, and he's using the lockdown to make us laugh.
That's the toughest thing about this virus is like we don't know who to blame. Like this is the first thing we've experienced in the last 73 years that is not Pakistan's fault. We are not used to things not being Pakistan's fault.
We have to talk about your comedy. You are the first Indian to have a stand-up special on Netflix. First of all, I have to ask you, what did that feel like?
It's very much like inventing a vaccine. You feel like people say they've done it before, and you kind of want to be the first one to do it. But you kind of want it to be good. You just don't want to get there and have it be not good.
Do you actually find that you write comedy differently for the rest of the country, or, I mean, for the rest of the world, or do you just, comedy is comedy and you're just going to do your stand-up and that's how it is?
I think I started out thinking that when I started working in America, I'd have to really cater to the American market and do jokes about gun control and cereal and just American things. But I feel like the world's a really small place right now, and it's becoming really important to tell kind of authentic stories, especially in America, that you're interested in diverse stories that take you somewhere you haven't been before.
Well, I find one of the best things about comedians in general is really how self-deprecating they are and just talking about their own culture. I love being Hispanic. I love it when Hispanics talk about the Hispanic culture. So you do a lot of that with the Indian culture. What do you find, or how do you want this to be portrayed to the rest of the world? What do you want people to learn?
Well, I feel like Indian people are two things, all right? It's generosity mixed with really high volume. Like that's what defines Indian people. There's no moderation in India at all. Everything is loud and big and bright, but it's generous and there's heart. And that's kind of what the new special is. It's something with a big heart. So that's what I like. We're kind of portrayed, or we're seen to be really hardworking people who are worker bees and keep our nose down and get our work done. But the fact is we're loud and obnoxious and fun and ridiculous and outrageous. And I wish more people knew that.
But I think that's what's so great. This is a true story, and I recently just told my mom about this. When I was younger, our neighbors were from India, and every Saturday I would actually watch Bollywood TV, and it was fantastic. I was a dancer, so I would always try to emulate and do all the dances, and that's what's so great about Bollywood is it really is just so interactive, and it's so fantastic and so loud, but I think that's what's the best part about it, Okay, so I want to talk about your upcoming projects. You are huge in the Bollywood world. You're kind of merging into the Hollywood world now. How is that different from Bollywood?
Well, there's less chiffon. That's one thing. I'm not wearing as much shiny stuff, but apart from that,
Do you miss that?
I miss chiffon every single day. No, I'm kidding. We're largely the same. We're now telling similar stories. I feel like actors are working here and there. People like Priyanka Chopra have kind of opened up the doors to kind of Indian talent coming over and working well. So I did a TV show. I'll probably do one this year as well. I think you'll see me in an American movie soon. And I think this special is going to be a good thing because this is kind of where the entire world came together and talking about it. So I feel like the world's never been a smaller place. Yeah. That's the one bright side to what we're all going through right now is for the first time in my lifetime as a comic, everybody in the world is having the exact same life experience. So Absolutely. There's no having to explain context. We just get it. We're on the same page. And that kind of opens yourself up to different stories and different people.
Do you think writing comedy for let's say a stand-up show is different than writing comedy for a film or TV?
Absolutely, because with stand-up, you kind of get to work on it and you get feedback in like 5 seconds. With a film, you have to wait like a year to find out if you messed up.
Oh my gosh, that's brutal. I wouldn't be able to handle that.
Yep. You don't find out on a film till Friday a year later. Stand up, you find out pretty instantly. An audience will slap you around if you're not doing a good job. So yeah.
Do you think that people get offended easier now, or do you find that you have to kind of scale back your comedy or your jokes a little bit because you don't want to be, politically incorrect or just offend everyone? Or do you just
I
do what you
feel,
want to do?
I feel like it's called taking offense for a reason. It's because you took it. It's never giving offense. So I try not to give it. And if you're taking it, you're taking something that didn't exist on my plate. So you're inventing it and take it home. But, I reserve the right to talk about whatever I want to talk about on a stage. And you have the right to tell me how you feel about that. I can care or pretend to care or not care. But either way, there'll be more jokes at the end of it.
Oh,
That's
okay. Well, we want to hear more of those jokes for sure. Thank you so much, Veer.